Solutions to Adaptive Shooting exhibits how brave people with extreme disabilities have solved their own issues of adaptive shooting. The purpose of this video is to give hunters with disabilities an idea of what would work best for them. Since every device and design will not work for every situation, we recommend consulting your physicians and rehabilitation counselors to decide what is the best solution for you. Doctors, rehabilitation professionals, and skilled fabricators can then get involved to help create a solution for their adaptive shooting needs. Buckmasters American Deer Foundation wants to thank all the sportsmen with disabilities who contributed to this project. Now, let's go meet some of these courageous people.
These are the 3 pieces of aluminum stock that we use to make the apparatus to allow Mark to shoot. This piece of aluminum here goes over the trigger guard. It has a screw, that hole in the bottom, and the trigger guard itself is threaded to where the screw threads up into the trigger guard. It has a set screw here on the side that allows it to be tightened from the side of the trigger guard. There's a screw that goes in the back here, which this piece of aluminum here is for the safety. It attaches right here, and it allows him to push the safety on or off. Then this piece here, it goes through in front of the trigger, fastens into this screw on this side, which allows him to actually fire the weapon. We had these manufactured over at Ben Franklin Trade School, and it didn't take them no time at all to make this. Okay, here at the butt of the gun you can see where we've cut off approximately 3 inches, and we attached this piece of aluminum on the back which fits over top of Mark's shoulder. And this is the aluminum stock that was cut, and this is what it looks like after it's attached to the gun. And then right down here on this area on the forearm, we have an attachment that we have fixed into the forearm to where it will attach onto the top of the bipod. This is the tripod that we converted into a bipod by removing one of the legs, and we made some brackets on the bottom of this where it attaches to the bottom of his wheelchair. And then this is the aluminum stock that we had made up to where we attach an electric screwdriver, which we'll show later, and how this elevates his gun. This is the modifications that we've made to his gun so that he is capable of going hunting. Back here on the back you can see how it fits over his shoulder, and then we have a strap that goes around the chair and then around the front of him, which holds the gun in place there. Here you can see where the apparatus that we had manufactured to go on the trigger guard to allow him to apply the safety and fire the weapon. Here's the electric screwdriver, which allows him to raise and lower the gun. And now I'll let Mark show you how he fires the weapon.
Well, with the help of my brother and my father and our ideas, you can see all the pieces that we made up. With this piece right here, I can work my safety on and off so that there's no fear of having a misfire of any kind. With this piece right here, I can basically get right down and sight through the gun, and just with the press of my hand clicking it back, and it works the trigger. It just kind of works on a fulcrum type principle. As far as sighting up and down from elevation, you can see our rechargeable screwdriver here. We removed the handle off the bipod and inserted this on there, and I can just, by working it up and down, I have my elevation, and it all seems to work out pretty good. So far, since we've had this together, I've been able to harvest 2 deer, 1 buck, 1 doe, one at a little bit over 200 yards and one at approximately about 100 yards. And it works out real good for me.
I have a homemade rig. It works for me. I'm not sure whether it'll be applicable for anyone else, but let me show you how it works here. I have this attachment onto the side of my chair that's here permanently, and I can use that for both a shooting rig and also a fishing rod holder. I have a couple different attachments that work on it. But what I do is typically when I'm in the van and I come out and I'm ready to go hunting, even before I get out of the van, I'll pull out this piece off the seat. I'll simply reach down, slide it into the hole. Hardest part's finding the hole down here. Slide that into the hole. Now, this is a little bit of a jerry rig here, but it works for me, and there's actually a reason that that I have this. But hook this up, come around through there, and hook to here. What that does is kind of holds that in place, or the next part I should say. Simply this metal piece here. Got to loosen up my nut there somewhat. Slides right into the height that you want it. Basically, while I'm still in the van, getting ready to go out for the hunt, I'll get my rifle, shotgun, whatever the case may be that I'm hunting with, and I'll set it up here as such, and I'm ready to go. I can rest it out of the way, plenty of room to get out the van doors. The thing that I like about this rest, even though it is a little bit of a jerry rig, when I shoot the rifle or the shotgun, what I do is I hold it like such, hold it to my shoulder. Since I don't have any actual finger control, the way that I shoot, pulling up to my shoulder, and then stick my finger of my left hand in through here, and then shoot. This bar, with this adjustment here, allows me to adjust that down or up as far as I need to go. With this additional extension that fits in here, and then this top rest piece fits into the top of it, I can extend this on up another foot, 10 inches or whatever, which makes a good rest for when you're shooting migratory birds or shooting squirrels or clay pigeons. Here you'll see the camouflage I was speaking of that I put on the chair. It's simply a piece of camouflage that's cut out. I've got the top sewn so that it's somewhat a loop on it. Slides around, and I have it this way so that it's removable in case I'm out target shooting or whatever and don't want all this camouflage on, but I slide it around. Once again, forgive me for my jerry rigging, but it works for me.
Well, it picks up. It's a 12-volt operating system. Comes up into a sip and puff right here. That's actuated with the just a little. You take it, just puff on that tube a little bit, which actuates the trunk. This is the trunk solenoid off a car. Takes that and just pops her off.
How about that?
That's all there is to it. And I said there's the piece of metal here and the struts. This metal here, the gun itself is mounted on, a little bit bigger, so it rides. You know, it takes and absorbs a lot of the shock. That's basic. It's just basic.
Paul's rest fits into his existing armrest holes and includes an extension for him to rest on. The remaining 2 pieces attach in seconds. The design gives him a great deal of left-to-right movement. Incorporating a commercial-grade camera tripod head onto the rest, Paul has added a padded base with Velcro straps that will hold a rifle, crossbow, or shotgun. This inexpensive and easy-to-build nest has allowed Paul to participate in hunting for many years.
Well, in 1984, I sustained a spinal cord injury from a diving accident and had a spinal lesion between the third and fourth cervical vertebrae that resulted in paralysis from the shoulders down. Before my accident, I was an avid deer hunter, rabbit hunter, squirrel hunter, anything I could possibly hunt, I would. And after several years after my accident, I came to the conclusion that I probably wasn't going to be able to deer hunt anymore. So I enjoyed the videos and the pictures and the stories my dad and my brothers would tell when they came back from their hunting trips. And so that kind of filled that void for me. But in 1995, Bill and I were invited to a dinner, and after the dinner, Bill came up and we struck up a conversation, and he thought that he may be able to build a device that would enable me to start deer hunting again. And I was really taken back. I had come to the conclusion and was comfortable with the thought of not being able to hunt, but I told him if he'll build it, I'll do my best to try and fulfill a dream that both of us ended up having for several years. And we'd now like to show you the device.
Then under the chair, there's a bracket that the crossbow slides into. And it's kind of bolted under the chair, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in for you right now. Swing it out here. Bow out to the side. This is a electronically activated trigger mechanism. So there's a solenoid in here that's activated by the 12-volt battery. There is a tube here you see, which is pressure activated switch. When Jeff blows into the tube, it triggers the switch and then fires the bow. So there's a chin piece that fits Jeff's chin, and then I can adjust the bow forward, backward, up or down. It also has tension adjustments here, so the bow is not too loose or too tight on all its axes. So Jeff's able to aim the bow real fluidly. We've got some rubber vibration dampening devices here on the bow to reduce the noise, and it's just worked out really well. Okay, from the side here, this is kind of the side view. We have a basically this is a swivel type of joint that we made, and the bow pivots on its axis here and then also turns on this bearing here. Then the bow comes down and it's to a bracket that's bolted under Jeff's chair, so it's really pretty basic how it attaches. It's really quick and simple. After we attach the bow, Jeff's pretty much ready to hunt.
We've been able to harvest 5 doe, and it has also rekindled the embers that have burned within me for the years that I wasn't able to hunt, and I knew that this is something that I really wanted to do. During that time also, Bill and I always talked about wanting to get a buck, and on December 3rd, 2000, our dream finally came true. It's not going to go in the record books, but it's a trophy to us.